SARS warns against cyber scams during tax season, the tourism industry opposes visa regulations, and is the party over for bars and restaurants serving alcohol? Welcome to RISKSA TV News, I'm Sarah Bassett. Amid a new spate of phishing emails aimed at conning taxpayers, the South African Receiver of Revenue has warned against an increase in cyber attacks from fraudsters and scammers during the current tax season. Francis Bailey has the story.
Every year during tax season, SARS warns the public against phishing mails, ranging from emails falsely advising of a refund to mails purporting to come from banks, asking recipients to confirm their bank details for tax purposes. Perry Hutton, Regional Director at Fortinet Africa, says that although SARS issues the same warning every year, people are still being defrauded during tax filing season.
You get an awful lot of non-tech savvy people making use of online e-filing. And these are even people who wouldn't do their banking online, so they're completely unfamiliar with the risk. We certainly see a bigger captive audience to the fishers and the scammers.
Hutton says the losses suffered can be twofold. Scammers could empty victims' bank accounts in a once-off raid, or they could steal their identity and transact in the victim's name. Francis Bailey, RISKSA TV News, Cape Town.
Last month, the South African government rolled out more stringent visa regulations. The new requirements stipulate that foreigners wanting to visit South Africa must apply for visas in person at South African embassies abroad. Visitors will also need to have their biometric data taken. There's been widespread resistance to the move, particularly from the tourism industry. Luca Vraka has more.
The Tourism Complaints Officer, tasked with protecting and promoting the local tourism industry, has rejected recent complaints regarding new visa regulations laid by the Democratic Alliance. SATIB's Gavin Courtenay feels that the tourism industry should be protected from untested, job-killing visa regulations.
Yeah, to answer your question, the effects on the tourism industry, number one, in terms of the growth markets, has been devastating. I mean, they're talking about, out of those growth markets that I mentioned earlier, 80% drop-off. More recently, with the unabridged birth certificate scenario, year on year, based on the feedback we're getting from our clients, the hotel companies, lodges and such like, particularly those that focus on the family market, if you like. You know, people coming to South Africa as a family on holiday. We're talking about a 40% year-on-year drop-off. And the crazy thing is, we're the only country in the world.
According to an assessment report compiled by the Tourism Business Council of South Africa, the new visa regulations could see losses to the South African GDP of about 4.1 billion rand and the loss of 9,300 jobs in 2015. Luca Vraka, RISKSA TV News, Cape Town.
If implemented, government's proposals in the national liquor policy will hold bars, restaurants and other alcohol-serving establishments accountable for the actions of intoxicated patrons and could raise the number of liability claims in the sector. Anton Pretorius reports.
From a liability perspective, new proposals in the national liquor policy is a huge concern for SA's alcohol and hospitality industries. The regulation states that should an establishment serve alcohol to an intoxicated person and that person is then involved in a motor accident or crime related to alcohol abuse, manufacturers, distributors and traders will bear liability for any harm or damages. SHA's underwriting executive Simon Coleman says establishments need the right type of cover to protect themselves financially.
People that are buying the alcohol are the ones that need to carry the responsibility for that. Otherwise, we might as well start holding SA breweries and every single wine estate liable as well. Yeah. And that could happen. That would be the next step. So there's got to be some element of responsibility and accountability on the person that's actually consuming the alcohol. I think that the practicalities of imposing that kind of law, it's going to be a nightmare to actually achieve.
Coleman adds that claims for liability in the alcohol and hospitality industries could reach similar levels to that of medical malpractice claims. This was Anton Pretorius reporting for RISKSA TV News, Cape Town.
I hand you over to Angelique Edwards with the weekly events roundup. For those of
of you in the agriculture business, the upcoming RISKSA Agri Better Business Breakfast on the 23rd of July at the Hillcrest Quarry in Cape Town will unpack major losses and claims like the recent 25 million rand cheese factory fire claim. The seminar also focuses on the challenges faced by farmers regarding cover under insurance, particularly for business interruption, and liability cover for risks such as the spread of fire. IRMSA's Risk Laboratory, held on the 15th of July at Monte Casino in Fourways and the 20th of July at the Vineyard Hotel in Cape Town, will focus on topics like infrastructure and energy resilience risk, political and regulatory risks, economic, socio-economic, and cyber risks. To register, email events@irmsa.org.za. The countdown to the anticipated IISA Insurance Conference in Sun City has started. Only 23 more days before the conference kicks off. Even cyclists taking part in Centrique's Tour de Conference are gearing up for a great event. The event will also feature discussions on hot topics from leading international and local speakers. Here's a quick look at last year's event and what you can expect from this year's conference.
The conference next year we've called Risky Business, the insurance solution, as part of the Africa Rising thought that is embraced by everybody at the moment. Many nations are looking at Africa and South Africa perhaps as the stepping stone. We've just had our first Japanese register for next year's conference, so that's another step.
Yeah.
And interesting on that topic, for next year we've already got 180 delegates signed up from some 91 different companies and 10 different countries. So we're way ahead of the game at this early stage for July next year. We try and have some surprise packages at the end of the conference to keep delegates there at the end. There are a lot of sponsored prizes and things like that to keep people in the room. But it's those business sessions that must be good enough to attract people.
A big happy birthday to Sandra Page from Tracker, who is celebrating her birthday next week, Tuesday. That's it from me.
Thanks, Ange. That's it from us this week. Click on the subscribe button below or follow us on Twitter or Facebook for more updates. I'm Sarah Bassett. Thank you for tuning in to RISKSA TV News.